This is the plaintiff, Ronan. He says the defendant lost control over two dogs in the street, and one of them bit him in the leg. The woman refused to admit he'd been bitten. He was in excruciating pain. He has horrible anxiety now, and is suing the careless woman for the $2,100 he's owed. This is the defendant, Linda. She says her dog sniffed the plaintiff's foot, and that's it. They didn't bite him. He didn't complain about a bite, and she doesn't owe this big phony a penny. She's accused of being in denial.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says that the defendant's dog bit him in the leg, and the defendant refuses to pay for his medical bills and anxiety. But the defendant says her dog just sniffed the plaintiff's foot, and he's trying to cash in now with a lawsuit because she lives in Beverly Hills. Some people. It's the case of a bad dog leg.
Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Ronan, you are suing Ms. Linda for $2,100 that you say you are out in emotional distress and pain and suffering because her dog attacked you. Tell me what happened.
Yes, so I was driving to a community support group on February 14th at approximately 6:30. I drove up to Beverly Hills, up in the hills, in the mountains, and when I parked my car, I rang the doorbell twice. I got no answer, so I ran around the house to see if I could find anyone, if I'm at the right address. All of a sudden, in the corner of my eye, I see a dog come running at me. I didn't have time to react or anything. He just ran towards me, bit me on my left leg, and ran away.
Okay, was the dog on a leash or not on a leash?
Yes, he was on the leash, yes.
Okay, so he didn't run away if he's on a leash. So, I mean, do you mean just a few steps? I don't know what you mean.
Yes, a few steps, yeah, I guess. I'm not really sure because I was disoriented.
Do you see the defendant at the time holding the other end of the leash?
Yes.
And did you say something?
Yes, I said something, yes.
What'd you say?
I said, the dog just bit me.
And what did she say?
I don't think she said anything. I think she said, "You're okay," or something like that.
And what did you say?
I said, "No, but the dog just bit me. I felt the bite. I raised my my pants, my jeans, and I saw the blood on my leg. I saw the bite on my leg." Okay,
and what did she say when you showed it to her?
I don't believe she said anything. She just walked away.
All right. So then, what do you do?
I went inside the house. I told my friends what happened. We came outside. And when she came back from her walk, I told her again, "Lady, your dog just bit me." And she denied it. She kept walking towards her house. She said, and I quote, "My dog doesn't bite." And she went inside her house.
All right. What happened, Ms. Linda?
Yes, that day I normally walk twice a day, around 4 o'clock and 5 in the morning. And I normally come out from the garage. When I come out, I saw some guy I never saw before, and I live in a private road, only 7 houses. Before I enter this private road, the big sign said, "Do not enter unless you have a permission from one of the residents." So anyway, I was just go straight to across the street from a garage. That is a grassy area. I normally bring my dog to do their business. So we are passing by on him. And my little dog, Kenya, 14 pounds, just sniffed his shoes. Maybe I should say 2 seconds. We were just passing by him.
Why would you let your dog sniff someone's shoes?
Just 2 seconds, because he was right there when we entered.
Okay, so your dog, according to you, sniffs his shoes, and then what?
Then went into the grassy area.
Then went to what? I can't understand you. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of grass there and green stuff. So they normally
you kept walking, okay. But before you keep walking, does he say to you, "Hey, your dog bit me"?
No. When I finished, their business, doing bathroom, came out, And we are passing by him, and he did not say anything. My dog didn't even say nothing, just passing by him. And we went over to the end of the private road, took 40 minutes to come back. When I come back, I was surprised that a bunch of people in front of the house, about 10 people, mostly girls, young girls, and he was in a group also. They started screaming at me, "Oh, you know, your dog bite his leg, and we saw the blood, and this and this and this." And, you know, my dog are really freaking out because too many people around the house, and they're all yelling at me, including him. So I have to leave before getting anything happens. So I said that my dog did not bite. So I just walked away and get into, you know, in a garage going to my house. And since then, I didn't hear from him or anything. According to him, he tried to knock my door to try to talk to me, but my front door is a 7-foot, you know, high fence around it. Unless he climbed over the fence to knock my door, you know, that's not true what he was saying. I just surprised, you know, what he said.
Well, okay, so you scurry into your house because there's too many young people yelling at you, and you're afraid, so you go into your house. And then what? Does he ever write to you or call you, or he just sues you?
Nothing at all. You know, because if he wants to contact me, I have a mailbox. I submitted picture of the mailbox outside the street.
Well, I mean, he was out there waiting to talk to you, and you walked away. So it's not like he didn't make an effort to talk to you. You've just testified that you turned around and walked back into your house and said, no, he didn't. And then you walked into your house.
No, that's not correct.
How much more does he need to talk to you? You said it didn't happen, and you walked in your house, and you closed the door.
Because I was afraid. My dog was getting nervous.
And that's fine, but I'm saying, what else does he have to do? How many times does he have to try to talk to you about it? According to you, Mr. Ronan, what are your injuries here?
My physical injuries?
Oh, anything. You're suing for $2,100. Talk to me about it.
Yes, I had severe emotional stress. I had panic attack. I had a panic attack when I came home that day, and I have a history of panic attacks. I was bitten by a dog when I was 11 years old. I was bitten by another dog about 3 years ago. So I have a history of traumatic dog bites, and it really affected me mentally, affected me emotionally, and I have a history of panic attacks from this. From these type of incidents, and sometimes I lose my speech. My heart is pounding. I get minor panic attacks, and I get severe panic attacks sometimes. So, not to mention that I have a scar on my leg right now, and I had to go to urgent care, and I had some minor blood in my leg.
Okay, when did you go to urgent care?
I went to urgent care the day after.
Why didn't if it's so severe? Why didn't you go to urgent care right away?
They were. I don't think they. I'm not sure.
Okay. Can I see the scar on your leg?
Yeah. I don't know if you could see it from here. Where is it?
Are you trying to find it?
Yeah. I grew a lot of hair since last time.
I'm happy to see any scar you want to show me. That's part of your case. You're trying to show me pain and suffering and emotional distress. So show me any scar you want to show me.
I can't.
Can't find it? All right. Did you take any photographs of the injury?
Yes, I did.
Did they, when you went to urgent care, what did they do for you?
They just gave me some ointment. They said I had already got my shots from. I got my immunization shots, so they gave me some ointment and some cream.
What do you mean your immunization shots? What do you mean by that?
Every 10 years, I believe, I'm supposed to get shots for hepatitis.
So all they did was give you ointment?
Yes.
Did he show you the injury that day, Ms. Linda?
No, he did not.
When the young girls were screaming, what were they screaming at you?
They said, your dog bite his leg. And he was one of them, too. He wasn't shaking at all that time. He was shaking for 2 hours, but he wasn't. You know, he was yelling at me, too. Your dog bite me, but you didn't say anything about it.
I wasn't yelling.
This is a picture that you took as she was going into her house, Mr. Ronan?
Yes. Yes.
Are these the pictures of the injury?
Yes.
That's it?
Yeah.
How is this a $2,100 injury?
Yeah. Well, I've suffered a great emotional stress, and I got a panic attack, and I sometimes when I walk in the street now, I have to, when I see a dog, I have to walk across the street. I have to go back home. I'm very scared of dogs right now. And
My love, I can barely see anything. I see something, but I can barely see anything on here. I have now blown this up to the size, your hair is about 8 inches big on this. And there is barely a puncture on there, barely. So when you talk about $2,100 in damages, you know, tell me why I shouldn't just glean from this that you're trying to make money off the lady in this Beverly Hills house.
Welcome back to the People's Court. So the question, is the defendant responsible for the plaintiff's severe anxiety when he sees a dog? Let's go back into the courtroom and find out.
I'm just trying to understand how this could be a $2,100 injury. What lawyer told you to say that you know, I don't get it.
Yes. Well, I suffered, you know, like I said, emotional stress, and I feel that, you know, it's really hard to recover from that now, because I can't like go outside sometimes because I'm afraid of dogs. I'm afraid to go.
I've had worse injuries shaving than this. I mean, you know, I'm sorry if what you're saying is true. I'm sorry that you're feeling that way, because it's not anything to joke about when someone truly is going through mental health issues. However, having said that, I still have to judge what this case is worth and whether this case happened, too. I'm looking at this, and I'm just trying to understand how that can be worth $2,100.
Yes. Like I said, I went to urgent care.
I mean, obviously, Ms. Linda, the first thing he did was show his support group the leg, and some of those girls are yelling at you, I saw the blood and whatever else. So that, I think that happened. I don't think that your dog didn't bite him. I just don't think that that is much of a bite. I mean, I just don't think that that is a $2,100 bite. You submitted into evidence a lot of your psychiatric records, Mr. Ronan, and I appreciate that. A lot of them predate this, obviously. And so if all that had to happen is that you had to put ointment on it, then why wouldn't this be a case worth a lot less than $2,100? Because of the emotional distress that you say you suffered, right?
Yes, yes.
Ms. Linda, I find that your dog, this isn't a criminal case. I don't have to find that your dog bit him beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. I have to find that it is more likely than not. That's all a civil case is. And I find it's more likely than not, because I believe he did say something to you from the beginning, but whether he did or he didn't, you have an entire group of people standing out there saying, I saw the blood, you know, this, and you're turning around and walking away, which is consistent with what he says happened originally, which is you turning around and walking away and continuing your walk. The difference between what I think and what the plaintiff thinks is that I don't look at that and call that's $2,100 worth of injury. I look at that and I see a dot. No one wants to get bit by somebody else's dog. You should have better control of your dog. You keep repeating that it's a private driveway. Obviously, he was invited by someone else who also owns that private driveway, because that's part of the group that was there telling you, hey, stop, your dog bit, and you, instead of stopping and talking, go inside because you're scared or it's too many people, whatever it is, fine. But it's exactly the behavior he says you did originally as well, which is why all of a sudden all these people are out there yelling at you. I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $100. That's my verdict.
So the judge orders the defendant to pay the plaintiff $100 for the dog bite. Ms. Linda, let me ask you, what are you thinking about this right now? How do you respond to the judge's verdict?
Yes, if he approach me, you know, leave something in my mailbox, I could give him more money than $100. You know, he just wasted his time to only collect $100. He should contact me. You know, I'm willing, because I did not really see it. You know, my dog, you know, did something like that. I will say, I'm sorry, are you okay? Whatever. I'm not a crazy person, you know. I always care about other people. If my dog did something, and I will give him some money to take care of himself. But it did not happen that way. Sorry.
Do you still walk your dogs on the street now? Are you worried about that,
Of course.
since they may have bitten somebody? You don't?
Never. My dog never did that.
All right. And do you pick up after your dog? That's the law in Beverly Hills, you know.
Everybody have to have because private road, the city do not clean it. We have to clean ourselves, so we have to do it.
Yes, I know.
We have no choice.
I know. Mr. Ronan, let me ask, you got $100. That I know that's not near what you were seeking. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I got a panic attack right now. Actually, I have severe emotional stress from this. Yeah, that's the case. That's the decision.
Well, I feel sorry for you over your attacks, but unfortunately, that judge said that's about all she thinks your damages are worth. So, sorry about that.
Right.
But that's the judge's verdict. You're going to have to live with it. Harvey?
Doug, I want to spend a minute talking about pain and suffering. When you sue for pain and suffering, frankly, it's not great to go into court and just say, okay, here's what I remember, here's how I hurt. The better thing to do is to keep a diary, that every day you're feeling pain, and frankly, more than every day, as you feel the pain, jot it down. Jot down what you're feeling. You can bring that diary into court, and then it's a blow-by-blow. And the reality is, if you do that and the judge doesn't believe you're making it up, you'll probably get more money.
Marilyn, who's a better driver between the two of us, and who's a better parallel parker?
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-huh.
I am an infinitely...
I'm going to remind you, you are under oath. All right?
I am a better driver than you are.
Oh, my God.
You like driving. I hate driving. You pump the brakes. You have a lead foot. You just get too close, and then you do the same thing all the time. When I say, back up, John, what are you talking about? I'm 6 car lengths, as you then get 6 car lengths.
Well, let me just say in my own defense.
That's how lazy I am, that even knowing all this, I still make you drive. And I am infinitely the best parallel parker on the planet Earth.
You are a good parallel parker.
I am.
But
let me
just say, it's totally unfair comparison because you don't have to drive with you sitting next to you, yakking away and criticizing every little thing. How, whether your turn signal was on early enough, whether you gave this guy enough space. Watch out for that guy over there. What do you mean watch out for him? I see him. So
what's the first thing you do? You disarm the
lane change warning system.
The lane change warning system, because every 4 seconds you're hearing it go off.
That's right.
I got an idea. Why don't you stay in your lane, buddy?
Those things are stupid. First thing I do when I get a car is disable all the safety devices. Right? Want the raw feel of driving.
But what does that say about how much I hate driving that I still leave it all to you? 12 hours to North Carolina. I just leave it all to you the whole time.
I think that's your way of saying I am a good driver.